There are only two ways of knowing. One is by logic, with the validation of reasoning, and the other is through the acquisition of experience only, which is also the way a person would know a prostitute. And it is perfectly legal as well as spiritual knowledge. It is impossible to know God through logic because God is of a spirit nature. So the only way to know God is to have God enter your experience. Like I said, the only way, so you can only surrender to such a process about God within the context of total existence. God is eternal, albeit without a gender. In eternity, time, space, as well as gravity are inconsequential. They are irrelevant. And they only come into relevance with creation. Given God is eternal, it is only creation that has a beginning. Before the creation, there was nothingness and only darkness. Therefore, God is also referred to as nothingness with potential, as well as the dark one, the creation of life among other. That said, there came a time when God awoke from a very long nap as she roared, which was more like a series of roars or bangs, likened to the piston of an automobile. When you take off the manifold, you hear the banging, and as you step into the gas, the series of bangs convolute into a roar. The roar thereby creates an electromagnetic field on the outside of what is likened to a funnel, and with proton and neutron forming on the inside, it eventually creates the first single cell. Therefore, life in your case and mine, every human being, began with a sperm from the father and the egg cell from the mother. So you can say you have a body and mind that belongs to you, but you nor anyone else can say that you have your own life. For life is a shared commodity, shared with all other creatures and things. Your body and mind, however, are not you. Whatever belongs to you can only be your property. You are God-breathed, a spirit being, and thus not only belong to God, you not only belong to God, you have the same nature of God. You were created the same way that the other 8.3 billion populating the earth were created by God. They are all God breed, and therefore all are children of God and are spirit beings at the core. After both body and mind returns to the dust, everyone, past, present, and future, will continue to exist in eternity, in the spirit realm, in the spirit form. On of the 8.3 billion, 31% are Christians, 25% Islam, 15% declare to be non-affiliated, 13% are Hindus, 6% Buddhists, 5% folk, 0.4% 0.4% 0.2% are Jews. However, all are children of God. If you want to be helpful in bringing about world peace, you've got to be respectful and recognizing of that life is a shared commodity. You need to see people as forming part of yourself. None are better than you, and you are not better than anyone else. You neither need to look up to anyone, nor must you look down on any. You need to see people through a plain mirror, see them for exactly who they are, instead of trying to, instead of trying to be one up on others. Be a person of integrity, for God is impartial, and God is one who does not discriminate. Religious tolerance cannot bring about unity. Spouses who only tolerate each other sooner or later end in divorce. Acceptance is the key. People just accepting people just the way they are, with their psychological drama and their existential reality. Giving everyone your Give everyone your undivided attention without having any intention, any motive, such as to convert that person. Christianity, no matter the denomination, is only one religion. It is not good versus evil. It is not good versus evil that this is a cause of conflict in the world. It is one man's belief versus another man's belief. Whenever a person says, I'm willing to die for what I believe, on the backside of that, she is also saying, I'm willing to kill if needs be. Whoever claims to know something she only believes is telling a lie. You must neither believe nor disbelieve anything until it enters your experience. You know, life is an expedition, and your intellect is your tool for exploration. Your intellect wants to know, not believe. If you anchor in religion, how can you set sail? Unless you set sail, how can you explore? Unless you explore, how can you know God, know creation, as well as the nature of your own existence, how you think, feel, and experience life? Truth and reality are what come naturally. If you have to invent them, then they are lies. Truth and reality are related in that it is something you can only come to realize. So, because reality never changes, it's you who, when you realize it, you go